What's up everyone, Jason from Jeep. Today we're going to be replacing the front shocks on the 96 Cherokee XJ, my Jeep. It is single digits out today. Normally a day I wouldn't want to work in the garage because I don't have a heater out here and it's just downright cold. But I quit smoking yesterday. I got this nicotine gum and I'm feeling very edgy, and I figured I better tear this thing apart for a little while because I'm real close to going up to the store and buying a pack of cigarettes. So, gonna work on it instead to make it impossible to drive anywhere. And, yeah, need to do the front shocks anyways. So, here we go. I got these are Monroe something. I got them real cheap on rockauto.com. I find that I get some pretty good deals from them, but you have to watch out for the shipping. Sometimes once you add the shipping in, your good deal doesn't wind up so good. But with these, I got them real cheap, and it was only just a few bucks to get them shipped here. And overall, I saved, I don't know, 10-15 bucks over buying them locally at an auto parts store. So, you know, I always try to be wise with my money, and it worked out this time for Rock Auto. So that's where I got these. So let me get this vehicle jacked up and the wheels off, and we'll start replacing these. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just try to clean these bolts up just a little bit with a wire brush, and then spray some PB Blaster on them and let those sit for a minute, and then we'll get them loose. Shouldn't be too bad. They don't look that horrid. I'm working on the driver's side, and I found that turning the front wheels all the way to the right got the brake caliper kind of out of the way and allowed me to get in there with the breaker bar, and an extension helped a lot to get it above the brake caliper, but it did take a breaker bar to get both of these free, and lots of PB Blaster, but they are moving, so I should be able to go in there with a regular socket now, or ratchet, and get them off. And maybe we'll do it this way. Let me move you out of the way. And I'm actually going to move my jack stand because, as you can see, it's resting right there, right above, or right below where I need to get in to hold that other bolt. So I'm going to move it to the other side of the control arm, and we'll get going on the other bolt. Now, let's go up to the top. This is where a ratcheting wrench would come in really handy. I don't happen to own one. This is the bottom bolts were 13 millimeter. These are 14 millimeter up here. But it's just a whole bunch of this. I don't think I have a socket that would fit down there with a small enough ratchet. And so I'm going to do it little by little. Okay, so you can see I had to put the vice grips on the top. Now I'm just using the open end. Like I say, a ratcheting wrench would come in really handy right about now. So with the ratcheting wrench, it probably would have taken about a minute and a half to get that off. Doing it with the regular wrench took probably close to 10 minutes. So I'm just trying to get that rubber bushing loose. So this will fall through. go. So there. Now it should come out the bottom. Okay, so I'm just taking a big screwdriver and prying it out of the bottom. And then you can see it'll come right out the top. And so I don't know if all shocks come like this. I've never replaced shocks before, but this one has a little band down here. I'm assuming it's to keep it from extending under its natural pressure. So I'm going to cut it and let's see what happens. Nothing! And then for the front shocks, you get a little kit with all new bushings and things. There's a new nut for the top. And then you've got these bushings and these little metal pieces. So logically, I think we have to make a sandwich. And if I remember correctly, the hole that the shock fits through, hopefully this is coming through on the camera, but there's a large size on the top of this bushing and a smaller size fitting on the back. Hopefully you can see that on the camera. I believe that large one is the right diameter to fit through the hole that the shock fits through, and then that keeps it from wiggling around too much up there. So it did extend after I cut that thing a little bit, so I'm gonna have to use some muscle. Oh gosh, and fit that in there. Again, this one has the big side and then the small side. So we'll put the big side down to fit through that hole, and then the metal washer part. And then the new nuts. So before I tighten this one up all the way, I'm going to go get the bottom ones in so that as I tighten it, it doesn't pull it up out of that hole there. So that's the bottom. Let's go tighten up the top now. This is getting pretty firm, so we may call it good right about here. A couple more turns. Well, there we go. I don't know exactly how tight to make it, so I just went until that bushing was compressed quite a bit. I mean, I'm under here shaking it, and it's not moving at all, not even a little bit. So it's in there, and I can always tighten it up more if I drive it around and you know, hear it, feel it clunking around in there. So I'm gonna go do the passenger side. So I thought I'd go over what some of the problems are I'm running into on the passenger side. First thing is the shock comes out right over here, but this overflow coolant thing makes it real hard to get a wrench in there. Even if I had the ratcheting wrench, it probably it would be a real pain in the butt. The other thing that I ran into on this Jeep is someone used a different size bolt on the shock over here. The one on the driver's side was a 14 millimeter. This one was 9/16 or something. It went from metric to American Standard on this side. And then I also snapped off a bolt on the bottom. So had to run up to the hardware store and get some. If you're curious, it's an 8 millimeter 1.25 thread pitch, and I can't remember how long it was, 30 millimeters long, I believe. So I picked up some of those. But to get this overflow coolant thing off, it's just 2 bolts, one right there, one right there. I think they're 10 millimeter, and once you get those out, it comes right out of the way and gives you lots of room to work down there. So those were just some of the problems I ran into on this side. So I'm going to finish getting it back together, and then we'll wrap it up here. So I took her out for a test drive, and it is amazing to me how much new shocks improve your ride. I mean, I just did the fronts today, and it already feels 100 times better than it did. And I didn't think these things were so bad, but hey, live and learn. So there you go. Not a hard job. If I had had the right tools and I didn't break a bolt, I probably could have been done with the whole thing, both sides, maybe an hour and a half tops, because I had to run to the hardware store and I had to sit there without that ratcheting wrench. Took me a little longer. Took me a couple hours, maybe 2.5 hours total with the run to the store. But all in all, pretty easy job, and it really improved the ride of the Jeep. Please subscribe if you want to see more fix-it videos from a guy who learns how to fix his vehicles watching YouTube videos. That's what this is. You may not learn a lot from me, but hopefully it's inspiring you to pick up a wrench and a ratchet and try to fix your cars yourself, because if I can do it, anybody can do it. I know almost nothing about working on vehicles, but we got this one done today. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Check us out on the web, heapofjeep.com, or on Facebook, Heap of Jeep, and we'll talk to you next time.